Afternoon, everyone. It's Allan TV. It's great to be back with you. We haven't been back with you for a while. We're here at St James's Park where we were due to be playing Halt Whistle. It's been a funny old day. We've got a lot to talk about. Very kindly joined by Richie Latimer. First of all, a little bit of disappointment about the game being postponed. But you give the lads a good workout anyway. So how do you sum up today?
It has. It's been a bit of a frustrating day. With when we first come up here, the people behind the scenes, Ian and people like that, have done all they can to get the game on. When we first pulled in the car park, you're thinking, wow.
I know. Last week this pitch was brown. It was cut up.
Yeah.
And Ian's done a marvellous job.
Oh, it really has. And it was just disappointing that obviously Halt Whistle came all the way up here as well.
That's a long way for them to travel.
It is. But to be fair, it was okay at the time. Referee's obviously got to make that decision. Health and safety's got to come first. So he made the call, and to be honest, we put a bit of a training game on here. Again, good numbers again we've had. And you could tell I've had to call the session up a little bit earlier because it is starting to get icy and very, very dangerous. So yeah, fair play to Halt Whistle for coming all the way. But like I say, I think if it was a sort of 2 o'clock kick-off, I think we could have probably started the game, but after the 45 minutes, I think we would have been struggling. So it's definitely the right call's being made.
It's a real big shame because Anik had a great crowd come in today, even more numbers than we were expecting.
Yeah.
Sparky's Autos, the sponsors today of the game and the match ball, they brought a huge party.
Yeah.
But thankfully they're going to sponsor the game next week, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But 20 players today. Did you give them a little bit of a good workout, even although the surface wasn't great?
Yeah. Like I say, when I went to the change rooms, as soon as the game got called off, I spoke to Tommy and Ian to make sure they were quite happy for us to still play on the pitch, which they were. We went to the change rooms and said to the lads, well, we're here. Let's get a decent session under our belts. Again, like you've just mentioned now, we've had good numbers today. I'm happy for sort of out the squad.
Out the
squad.
Wow.
Yeah, but this shows you what we've got at the club when we've still got 20 lads, and like I mentioned before, another 5-6 lads either injured or unavailable. But yeah, it was a good workout. It's competitive. The lads are playing for each other's shirts. The last couple of results haven't been what we wanted,
which we'll come to in a second. You've just brought me on to a great point. I want to talk about last week. We didn't do an interview, various reasons. It was a disappointing result. I don't think from a supporter's perspective it was a disappointing performance, but I think you should have been out 20 minutes, you should have been 3-0 up.
Yeah, I agree, but that's something not taking anything away from Delaval.
Because they got the confidence after.
And I don't think Delaval, with Rasha going in there as manager, I think he's brought a good squad in there. Although they were missing a few players as well, that's got to be said. With not being able to play cup tide wise, the game we should have punished them in the first 20 minutes.
Without a doubt.
I think, but that's football. You can see you can dominate the ball all you want, or you can have all the chances in the world. It comes down to, like I always say, and definitely in these interviews, it comes down to putting the ball in the back of the net and keeping out the other. And that's football. That's the basics of football. And on the day, we weren't ruthless enough.
I thought their goalkeeper had a worldie. Our keeper had a good game as well. Mind, it was one of them games.
Yeah. Well, their keeper did have a very, very good game. But really, some of the chances I'm questioning. He shouldn't be getting near them. We should, like I say, should be a little bit more ruthless in front of goal. And to be fair, their forward players were lively. I think the number 9 lad up front, I think he got a hat-trick. I think they probably had 5-6 chances in the game, and he took 3 of them. And sometimes that's the difference, and that's that little bit of quality in both boxes you need. I think overall, yes, we created chances. I think we give away 3 poor goals as well.
So do I.
And so, for me, you've got to earn a final, and I don't think, although the performance was decent, I don't think we earned to go through the final. I think Seton Delaval did more than enough to get through.
I think Delaval did at the end of the day, but I'm going to find a positive out of that game, because even at 3-0 down, you came back to 3-1. It could have been 3-2, it could have been 3-3. You really put the pressure on the last 15 minutes. Your lads never hang their heads.
No, like I say, we've got good players here, and it's our job as a management team to sort of try and gel them together a little bit more, so we're not 3-0 down before you're trying to to get a reaction, or you know, that football doesn't work like that. You know, I mean, the game's sort of dead and buried. You know what it's like. Seton Devil drop further back. You know, the teams we play against drop further back. So we are going to have a lot more of the ball. But no, it was positive to see. Obviously, Phil Riley coming back after an injury came on, done very, very well when he came on. Obviously, we'd gambled a little bit.
I thought your substitutions were very, very inspired, very attacking minded.
Yeah.
And was that because you were down? You never felt the game was out of your grasp even at that time?
Even if I think we went in 2-0 down at half time, and my team talk was the next game's the next goal's massive. Unfortunately, we made a mistake, an error at the back, which you got the third. But even at 2-0, I'm still confident because we did create that many chances that we were going to get back in the game and then test them again. But we rolled the dice when it was 3-0 down, let's not lie. You know, you've got to put attacking players on. It's a semi-final, it's a one-off game. So we had to roll the dice, which we did. And like I say, we did. The keeper pulled off some
awesome worldies.
Some brilliant saves, you know, but at the end of the day, that's what you've got to keep her for, you know. And he done very, very well on the day. So, no, you know, I believe comes down to basics, and I think Delaval deserve to be in the final.
Oh, well, huge respect for that. Hopefully we still have another game at St James's next week. It's another cup game. Is that against Heading?
Yes, against Heading. Again, another a different test. Again, you know, I think they're in the development league with Allan, and I think Allan's done very well against them this season. But you were all here when we played the developments in the last season in the cup. You know, it's your banana skins. You know, everyone just sort of looks. You cannot win in these games. It's, you know, if you win 4-0, you should be winning 4-0. You get beat, it looks bad. So it'll be a good test, you know. And again, they're playing every time we play against a team higher up, like a pre-season, or you play against the Northern League teams. People raise their game. So I'm expecting my lads, you know, to turn up here with a professional attitude and come to do a job, you know.
Well, the last time we spoke, I know it's a few weeks ago, we said it's all about momentum, but to me it seems a bit of a bitty season. You expected at this time of year, this level of football, games being cancelled, which we found today. How do you deal with that as a manager? You know, with training, you get your lads up to peak fitness and drill them for what they're expected in that game. And we mentioned momentum, we just never seem to have found it.
To be honest with you, Al, I mean, I've probably mentioned in every interview we've had this season, we have been extremely unlucky with injuries this season. So we talk about consistency. You know, I think I've picked the same team twice, 2 games running, but maybe even once. You know, and it is difficult, especially when games are off. I think I pushed Ian, which is hard to do to get the game on last week. You know, with obviously the
you made a right mess of his pitch.
Yes, mate. I did. I also promised him a final, but you know, because that game obviously took preference, it was just going to keep rolling. You know, and we've got Blue Star and Heading in the next couple of weeks. Blue
Star's away. I think that's the 22nd, isn't it?
22nd is a Thursday night.
A Thursday night,
before Christmas. So again, it's a game that obviously you know what Blue Star's like. You know they've got a good team up there, good squad, good management
but they
team.
only beat 1 penalties.
Yes, I'll take that. Obviously, I'm a little bit disappointed not to go through, to be honest, with the last.
Well, we've seen the World Cup. We've seen the World Cup with penalties. So, you know, anything can happen there. But I just want to finish the interview first of all by saying thank you. 20 players today. I think that proves the loyalty that still are within this football club.
Yeah, I think again, it's not just loyalty to me. I think it's loyalty to Allan. You know, it's loyalty to Tommy, yourselves. I keep mentioning it, we've got a great setup here, you know, and people want to be involved here. You know, it's just trying to get the wheels turning, like we've talked about, and getting that bit of consistency, get a few wins under our belt, climb the league, you know, and just get a bit of confidence. I think that's key. I think we did start getting it, but the game's getting called off.
That's the problem, the cancellations, and that's must be difficult as a manager. So hopefully we'll get a few more games on. Hopefully we'll get the same crowd that came in today for Heading next week.
Yeah. Hopefully.
There was loads of supporters in the day. The young junior 472 and everybody were in. But again, everybody within Allan is behind you, Richie, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get a chance to have another chat next week.
Definitely. And just one thing before we go, Al, I know you've mentioned the sponsors today and whatnot. They're still all sitting in there, and it's great for the club. You know, I can't tell you how much we do appreciate you know, people coming and spending time at the club and investing in the club and investing in the team.
And then when they do come, they actually enjoy it and want to come back more.
No, definitely, and that's what I'm saying. If we can get the town behind we, you know, and get a few more people through the door, people supporting the club. You know, I know it's difficult at the minute with the bills and all this sort of stuff, but you know, from a manager's point of view, you know, it's a massive thing for, you know, I would love to see this place full, you know, getting behind the lads. It's a 12th man, it really is. I know it's a sort of cliche thing to say, but it'd be great to see this place full and rocking, and I think consistency with the fans, I think we're on a winner here at the club.
And I think you've just summed it up well there, because that will come along with fixtures, results, games. And Richie, thank you very much for your time.
Problem,
I know
lads.
it's been a long time, but hopefully we'll see you again next Saturday.
Really appreciate it, lads.
But before you go,
you
know, when Allan played Allan today, who won?
3-3. I called it earlier. I didn't want any fallouts. So I called it 3-3. We're on a Christmas night out tonight, so I don't want any arguments in the bars. So
there's managerial skill for you. Richie, thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, Richie.